So, more or less, we're going to spend maybe an hour doing some things that are more kind of tantra. But why tantra yoga? So, and then we can spend some time talking about what we say in Spanish. We have a way of, in Chile at least, we express talking about the inmortalidad del cangrejo. How do you say?
Crab
the
immortality?
talk about the immortality of the crab. That's a kind of a really weird expression we have in our country when we are going to talk philosophically about things that no one really cares. So, in the immortality of the crab, how do you?
Crab.
Yeah. So,
The immortality or the mortality?
the
Immortality.
immortality.
The immortality.
Yeah, that's more interesting to talk about. Why they don't die? They're eternal. You're in a weird position. Would you like to maybe place yourself somewhere here or there?
Well, it's not the first time I've heard that.
Okay, I don't want to know more.
It's so funny because I'm thinking, should I go there? Should I tell him to go there? Is Andrew going to go
Well,
there?
actually,
I was like, I'm not gonna do-
you probably were okay. We decided to sit closer and kind of so.
No, as soon as he sat there, I thought, that's not the place to sit.
Well, you probably at school you were the kind of kid that were always making mess and doing different things. I can see
Sitting
that.
in the back.
Yes. Yeah.
I brought a drink, but I don't know if we have any cups.
In the kitchen of the house. That will take more time.
Thanks for the juice.
Hey, Andrew. Welcome. So, should we dance? Let's dance.
Okay.
Just a little bit to check energy.
Now we can dance free. Yes?
We have space.
Space is important. That's part of it. That's part of it. Space.
Beautiful am I, bountiful am I, blissful am I. Beautiful am I, bountiful am I, blissful am I. Let's shake a little bit. Yes. Bountiful am I, blissful am I. Guru,
Así, Nanette. Un poquito.
Now we can inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. And exhale, let's go down. Now let's bend our knees and slowly start coming up. Okay. ¿Hasta ahí nomás?
Yeah.
Sí. Thank you.
I was missing this song. I, we taught a Kundalini Kriya last year, and one of the parts of that Kriya was a dancing part, but sitting. And that was the time when I discovered this song. And I did that Kriya not a long time ago again. Really fun. You want to sit or are you okay?
Working my way down.
Okay.
You like that song a lot.
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I do like it a lot. We have another ones there that are kind of like Kundalini dance style that we are playing eventually. So let's open the space. I wanted to, since we're gonna guide a little bit of practice, we're gonna do a little bit of warm up, and then we're gonna do 3 different practices that are, one is more Kundalini, the other 2 are more Tantrics. I would like to open the space chanting the Adi Mantra that we use in Kundalini Yoga, okay? Okay, let's close our eyes. Let's come to the space, to this place. Let's bring our conscious awareness of where we are and why we're here. Breathe in deep and exhale. Breathe in deep again and exhale. Let's bring our palms together in praying mudra in the middle of our chest. All fingers pointing up and thumbs touching in your heart center area. Try to connect with your heartbeats or the movement of your chest while you inhale and exhale. Let's start inhaling deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's inhale to chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Let's inhale deep and hold the breath in. Stretch your spine and apply root lock, mul band. And slowly and control through nose, exhale and bring your hands down. Just stay there with your eyes closed.
From the fourth master, Guru Ramdas, Swaparuk, that primal God. I am one with God. This is my true Guru's gift. The primal one is perfectly pure. The primal God is perfect. He is within all and beyond all. Everyone meditates. All souls meditate on you, O true Creator. All souls are one with you. All souls come from you. O saints, meditate on God and all pains will fly away. God himself is the master. God himself is the servant. O Nanak, everyone is empty-handed before him. You are in each beat of my heart and in all hearts. O Lord, you are the one in everyone. Some are givers and some are takers. This is all your play. You are the giver and you are the receiver. It is all you. You are the God of all, endless and infinite. I have no words to describe your virtues. O Lord, Nanak is a sacrifice unto those who serve and serve you forever. Meditate on God, meditate on God, and your soul will be at peace in this world. Meditate on God and live free. Live free and know the noose of death is meaningless. Meditate on the fearless one, the fearless God, and live free from fear. Those who serve, oh those who serve my Lord are one with Hari, and they look divine. Blessed, oh blessed are they who meditate on Hari. Servant Nanak is a sacrifice to them. Devotion to you, oh devotion to you is a treasure trove that ever overflows. Your lovers, oh your lovers praise you, my beloved, forever and ever. For you, just for you, O Lord, so many pujas are performed, and so many endlessly chant and discipline themselves. For you, just for you, O Lord, so many read the Simritis and Sastras, they do kriyas and ceremonies. Those lovers are sublime, O servant Nanak, who please my beloved Lord God. You are the primal one, the most awesome creator of everything. There are none as great as you. Throughout time and beyond time, you are the one, the constant and true creator. You do everything, and everything happens according to your will. You create the whole universe, you destroy it, and you create it again. Servant Nanak sings the praises of his beloved Lord, forever and ever and ever. He
Let's inhale deep and hold. May this oneness illuminate our hearts and mind, and let's all become free of struggles and suffering. Exhale.
We're going to move the energy a little bit with yoga warming up. We're going to do fire breath, okay? But in this position, we're going to first grab our right shoulder with our left hand, trying to lift the chest all the time and the chin in, and then the right hand is grabbing the left shoulder. Yes, so here we do fire breath with the eyes looking at the tip of the nose. Inhale deep, stretch arm up, apply move band, and lift yourself like if you want to lift from the floor, you want to touch the ceiling. Bring attention to your crown, eyes up. Slowly exhale and relax your arms. And let's grab the tin in the front and start doing spine flex, inhaling forward, exhaling going back. And we can chant mentally Sat while you inhale going forward, and Nam exhaling going backwards. All the tension in between our eyebrows. Stop in the center, inhale and hold. Apply mul band. Attention in your third eye. Slowly exhale. So now let's do a mudra that is called the beer mudra. We're going to place our left hand on front of our heart or chest, facing to the front, and the right hand is facing to the palm of the left one to the outside. The palm is facing outside, yes, and the right one on front of the left one, and we do a fist with both hands, and we pull. The elbows are in a line with our shoulders, and pull for the sides. And let's turn the spine, inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. And let's chant mentally, Sat, inhaling, and Nam, exhaling. Eyes closed, and attention in our third eye. And gentle stop in the center. Inhale deep, apply mul band and hold the breath. Attention to Ajna chakra, third eye. Pull from your hands to the sides. And slowly exhale and relax. And with hands in our knees, we can start doing circles with our shoulders. Big circles, inhaling, bringing them forward and up. You can chant Sat, and exhaling by bringing shoulders back, and you can chant mentally Nam. And now let's stop the movement. Let's bring chin down to the chest and start doing circles with our head and shoulder and neck. Inhaling one side, you can chant mentally Sat, and exhaling, coming back to the center, and you can chant mentally Nam. And when you get to the center, we can change direction. And let's do the last round. Stop facing down. Lift your chest, inhale deep. And slowly exhale, bringing face forward and aligning yourself. Let's make a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And now I invite you to stand up to do some rounds of sun salutation. We are going to stand up in the front of the mat. Feet together. Looking forward. Straight back. Chin in, and let's inhale. Touch palms and see thumbs to the sky. Stretch back a little bit. Exhale, bring hands next to your feet. Forehead to your knees. Pull navel up, exhale. Inhale, see to the front, stretch your back. Ischions goes to the sky. Let's exhale and make a big step back. Bend elbows in Chaturanga pose, and now inhale into Cobra. See the tip of your nose, legs together, and exhale, lift hips up to Adho Mukha. Feet separate in the length of your hips. Heels goes to the ground and ischions to the sky. See between your legs and make a deep breath. Try to separate your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Keep elbows straight and palms very open and fingers separate between each other. Inhale, exhale, a big step forward, feet together. Inhale, stretch forward, try to see the tip of your nose, pulling your ischions up. Exhale down, forehead to your knees, pull navel up. And now inhale, brings arms next to your body, come up with your back straight. Palms together, see thumbs to the sky, stretch a little bit back. And exhale, bring thumbs to your chest in prayer mudra. Now let's repeat. Inhale deep. Exhale, hands next to your feet, forehead to your knees, pull navel up. Inhale, stretch your back, keep the contact with the mat and your hands. Exhale, let's do a big step backwards. Bend the elbows in Chaturanga, elbows goes next to your rib cage. Inhale, Cobra, see the tip of your nose. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Feet in the length of your hips, heels grounding, ischions to the sky. Stretch your life nerve, your sciatic nerve. Pull from the center of your palms to stretch your back. See in between your legs and make a deep breath. Exhale, feet together in between your hands. Inhale, stretch your back, see the tip of your nose. Exhale down, pull your navel up. Inhale with a back straight, open arms. Palms together, see your thumb and stretch back. And exhale. And the last round, inhale deep. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Check your posture and make a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, big step forward. Inhale, stretch to the front. See the tip of your nose. Exhale down, forehead to your knees. Pull navel up to exhale completely. Inhale up with a back straight. Open arms, touch palms and see to the sky. And exhale. Bring palms together, touching the chest. And with your eyes closed, feel how flow up and down in both directions the energy through you, through your central channel, connecting you to the center of the earth and to the fountain, to the source. Breathe a couple of times and imagine your pillar of light. Inhale deep. Exhale. And we can come back. Thank you. Me quedo acá. ¿Quiere que me vaya para allá?
Ah, good.
Mm.
Thank you. So there's a practice in Kundalini Yoga that comes from an ancient type of yoga that is called Laya Yoga. And Laya Yoga, it's a fairly powerful way of activating the Kundalini Yoga if we get in the understanding of what it does. And in a sense, it's a more sophisticated way than just mantras. It's using the power of mantras within a specific rhythm and frequency, and also related with the way you breathe and the way you use your body to move the energy. So it's a sophisticated technology. And there's a very classical Laya Yoga practice that we do a lot in Kundalini Yoga that we're going to do after we do what we're going to do now. I will explain more about that. So we're going to just do a very brief and simple practice to help us clear the Shushmana channel, the central channel. So we're going to have in our hands, we're going to do a mudra that is, I guess the translation will be concha, shell?
Shell.
Yeah. So, but we're going to do it, there's a few ways of doing that, but the one that we're going to use is like doing a fist, but the two fingers that are the index and the middle one, they're going to go a little further out. Okay, so it's like doing a fist almost, but these ones are a little up, separated from that ones. Okay, so a little up. And then the thumb is going to go up, like closing. That is rain? No. Like closing there, okay? Above the other ones, yeah? It feels strange to do it, but it feels good. Yeah. So we're going to just rest them here in our knees. And so what we're going to do, we're going to just focus our breath very simple, in a very simple way. We're going to have our back very straight. We're going to lift our chest. We're going to lock the chin in. Our eyes are going to be rolled into our third eye. And when we inhale through nose, we're going to kind of put the intention and the visualization of the inhalation starting in the middle of our brain, let's say in the pineal gland. And while you are inhaling, bringing that down through your central channel up to your root chakra. So you're going to inhale deep, not really fast, just medium speed. And imagine the air and the prana like going through the pineal gland, going down to the central channel, to your root chakra. And then when you exhale, you move it up again from the root chakra, going through all the chakras, through your central channel up to the pineal gland. Okay? Let's continue doing that. Focus your attention and visualization. the last round, and when you're ready, after you exhale, just relax and slowly open your eyes. This practice helps us to clean our nadis, the Ida Pingala and Shushmana. And we're going to use the same mudra, we're going to do the Playa Yoga meditation practice, okay? We use the mantra Ek Onkar. So it's a rhythmical singing, okay? It's Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru. So the only thing you're gonna sing it, okay? It's important. But there's a rhythmical thing that we're gonna do with our navel point. So in Ek, when we start, we're gonna pull the navel in, Ek, Onkara, and we're gonna put the diaphragm up. And the navel stay all the time in. After Ek, 1. Ek, Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, we relax everything. Then Ek, Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, relax. Okay, that's it. And we're going to do the same mudra, and we're going to place it here, just a little bit, not touching the ears, but enough like you can actually hear the sound of the ocean. When you use the shells and you put it in your ear, you hear it. You will sense something. Okay, so that's precisely the distance. It's just maybe an inch or so, 2-3 centimeters. So we're going to have our hands there. Place the mudra towards your ears, like this. Yes. Okay. So find that sweet spot there where.
Could you describe this process again?
Ek, when we chant Ek, loud voice, we put the navel in. Ek, then we continue singing. And we hold it in all the time. Ek Onkara. In the A, Ek Onkara, A, we lift the diaphragm up. But we also have the navel in. So it's Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, we relax everything. Then again, Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, relax.
It's the diaphragm that is moving 3 times, and with the navel point all the time in.
Well, all the time, but we have to release it at the end
Before
of
you
the
relax
mantra. And then immediately start again, Ek, and we compress it back in. Okay? This give an internal push of the vibration of the mantra into our Chusmana channel. Okay? Very good. So let's close our eyes. Let's get in position. Get your back very straight. Lift your chest a little bit. Engage your chin in. Lock your eyes between your eyebrows. And let's start chanting with the mantra. Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru, 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 Ek Onkara, Satanama, Siriwa, Hey Guru Ek Onkara Satnama Siriva. 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 Hey Guru Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa. 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 Hey Guru
Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa Hey Guru Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa Hey Guru Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa Hey Guru Ekonkara.
Inhale. Look to your crown and imagine the crown illuminated with light. Slowly exhale. Inhale back again and hold. And stretch your spine and elevate your gaze to your crown. And imagine that crown, your crown full of light, shining. And slowly exhale. So let's try to sit here in the middle around the candle.
Pero tú quieres que abra la
No, no,
mano.
vamos a hacerlo porque son muy pocos.
¿Tú vas a hacer las parejas?
Sí.
Okay.
So, y tú vas a tener que ser, va a ser pareja líder.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you want, you can bring the mat closer. Si quieres, puedes poner esto. Yeah, you will have to be much more close. So because I will be out because we need to be even. But we will have to touch hands. Okay, so the right palm will go up, the left palm will go down. So while
But
you're
first,
sitting,
can you make the partners first?
Yeah. Mia and Richard has to be one in front of the other one, and then you with Andrew.
I
So.
think I need to go.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I need to eat. That activated a bunch, and I haven't eaten in 2 days from having ceremony last night. I'm feeling really weak.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry. I was struggling through that, trying to hang in there, but I didn't need to eat and rest.
Okay, that's good. Well, it's more powerful when you don't have anything in your stomach. Okay, no worry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry.
Is there anything else you guys need from me?
No,
Oh.
you eat
Okay.
and feel better.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will sit here. Okay, so
So you are with,
you have to be here, I guess.
but
no,
the partners should be in the front.
I will be with, yes, I will be with her.
Okay, so come here and Richard sit there with Mia.
Okay.
And we can see in the front.
You can sit if you want in rock pose. I don't know what is better for you. With some pillow. We have those pillows there.
Oh, your pillows.
Yeah. So the right hand will go up, the left hand go down, and we have to get hands together.
Right,
Right palm up,
right palm up.
left down. So try to be comfortable. You know, maybe that you need to get a little closer. Just for not doing much effort with the hands, with the arms. The other way, yes. So here we're gonna look into the eyes of the other person, the person you have in front. There's not much light, but the idea is that we can see, hopefully not blink, and through the gaze, through your eyes, we're gonna try to engage into the deepness of the soul of the other person. So we're gonna first start, we're gonna chant a mantra that is similar to Isalaya Yoga too. Okay, so it's a rapid singing. And we're gonna sing it with one inhalation 3 times of this mantra. This mantra is Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. That's one. It's 3 in a row with 1 exhalation. So we're gonna inhale deep. I will play the mantra. We're going to chant Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe. Okay, it didn't run. Yes, and then you inhale deep. So you have to. It doesn't need to be very loud because you will use a lot of. Try
It's
to.
3 Wahegurus and then you breathe.
Yeah, there's a small pause here. Mira,
Amor, ¿tienes papel para sonarme?
en mi bolso.
Permiso. I will blow my nose.
I will just play it for you to while we wait.
Won't remember this song.
It's the one that Waheguru did from the Chilean French.
Wahe, wahe, wahe guru. Yeah. So, yeah. Wahe, wahe guru, wahe. So it's 2. Yeah, it was 2. Guru, wahe, wahe, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe guru, wahe, wahe, wahe guru. Then we inhale deep. And we keep, okay? Okay. Let's start. Okay, let's engage with the person you have in front. Have your back very straight, lift your chest. And if you can, try not to blink. Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru.
Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru, 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 Wahe, Wahe, Waheguru. Do a beautiful and soft smile to the person in front of you. And dive deep into its eyes, her eyes, his eyes. Smile with love and tender. And close your eyes and have that visual of the person in front of you with you. And start singing. Me and God are one. God and me and God are one. All and me and God are one. and God are one. God and me 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 and God. Open your eyes and look in front and smile. Me and God are one. God and 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 me and God are one. Close your eyes and keep singing. Singing to God, to yourself, to your spirit. And me and God are one. God 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 and me and God are one. Open your eyes and chant with love to your partner. We and God are one. God and me and God are one. God and me and God are one. God and me and God are one. Close your eyes. Make these words be true for you. God and me and God are one. God and me and God are one. God and me and God are one. God and me and and God are one. God and me and God are one. Open your eyes. Make these words be true for your partner. God are one. God and me and 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 God are one. Close your eyes. Keep chanting to you, to yourself, to your love, to your higher divine self, to God. Me and God are one. With all your heart. God and me and God are one. 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 Let's start just whispering the sounds of this. And me and God are one. God 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 and me and God. Inhale deep and hold. Sing with your mind to God. Slowly exhale. Inhale back again and hold there in and keep chanting to God, to yourself. Slowly exhale. And one more time, inhale deep and hold. Keep your prayer. Exhale. Inhale again, deep. And slowly start opening your eyes and look in front of you. Give your partner a blessing with your eyes, with your energy, with your heart. exhale. And relax your hands. Thank you. I feel peace. What do you feel?
I thought of being inside like an individual and then at the same time being connected to everything or everyone. I felt fusion,
Mm.
like coming in and out of fusion.
Mm.
It was fun to have that.
Thank you.
I feel very calm and peace and happy. And I love the smile of Yvette that
I always laugh.
every time was smiling and was so cute. Your smile was very tierna. How was it tierna?
Like a baby
Cute.
smile.
Cute.
How do you feel, Selena?
I feel the connection with you and with God. It was very magic. I don't know how to explain. Yes, I'm very calm and peaceful. But the connection is very, yeah, like unity. I don't know.
Mm.
But before I just talk about universe and my guess, my guess, guys. But now I know it's God. So with the session with you and all of this, I know, and it's very powerful and yes, I'm very connected. It's good.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
A little fish. Emotion. But it's good.
How are you, Rich? You want to share something?
Not really.
Okay. I needed it. I always love this. Okay.
It's very profound.
Is this what you guys do in the 5 p.m. mantra meditation
No.
kind of stuff?
Never.
Is this the
This is
in
exclusive. This is. I channel it right now. So it's not something
Oh.
that I.
This is more white
At
tantra.
the beach.
What you call white tantra.
Yeah, well, divine touch is white tantra too, but yes, this is a form of white tantra. Yes, definitely. I had to improvise because I thought there were more people coming, so I had something in mind, but it didn't work if it were too few, so that was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And the number, I could see I felt at all times that shape. It felt perfect,
Mhm.
the number.
It's like a star.
I feel like I'm just in peace. I don't want to even talk.
Yeah,
But maybe we can talk a little bit.
you love to talk so much.
Not really,
Well,
but it's
when you talk, it helps me remember. I don't know, like you have a way of bringing truth that really, like, I feel like oh yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
you
When
too. When I listen you talking and in your in Instagram and thing, you're talking the
She's
truth.
nonstop, yeah, she does the same
You're
thing.
better talker. You talk more than me,
Really,
and
yeah.
very beautiful too.
I have so much inspiration every day. I'm like, oh, I need to take that. Oh my god, I know. It's like
Well,
very creative energy.
I feel
love it.
like this idea from I have read and I have learned through the yogis. You know, when you're reaching to this connection with God, and you are getting deep in touch with that. Of course, this is eternal in a sense. You know, it goes deeper and deeper. But the only thing that you can do is to sing the song of God. And that is why in yoga we always talk about the vibration of God. There's different ways. Om, Ong, we sing it in Kundalini, or the Nad. That's why it's Sat Nam, Nam. It's also the vibration within everything. So when you start touching that, the only thing that you can do is to express it in whatever way, and of course communication is one that we humans have developed a lot. So then you start talking, but you talk all the time the same thing. Like if you for example, in my case, if you write down everything I talk, it could be hours of hours, but at the end you will see that it's always the same thing, just in another form,
Yeah.
because there's not too much to talk about, really. It's all about when you talk to someone or you want to tell your truth, what you're doing in a sense is organizing the mind of the other person, bringing it back to center all the time. And that is the only thing I do all the time. So every time someone asks me something, I just take them back to the center. Whatever phrase or whatever thing just it goes through me. And that is the only purpose of, in generally speaking, of vibrating, through the vocals. Speaking, but also chanting. It should be the same, in my opinion, like mantras and things like that. It's just to project yourself, to align yourself, and help the other ones to get in the same alignment. Because our mind just go away. It just suddenly you're gone in thoughts, and you disappear, and you are like ooh, loo, 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 and so something or someone have to take you back into that neutral state where you become whole again. Anyway, that's why I talk.
I just want to say, like, the value and the depth in which, like, the teachings and energy that you bring, like, from the Pillar of Light meditation to the celestial communication and these gatherings, the Kundalini yoga, like, personal message, but I feel like you guys like are like another step or another. I don't know if like level is the right word because I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but layer and like this my soul or our soul is like evolution, and I feel you gift us with really tangible tools that are very useful that I am using every day and that I am seeing making incredible changes in my life. And I feel everything that I was maybe like trying to feel, I actually have experienced it with conviction and totality through the breath, through the teaching, through the celestial communication, all that. It's just amazing because I really am just so grateful that you guys also are living here and we all are cultivating it. But yeah, I don't want it to end ever. Like I know there's only 5 levels. I just pray we always can connect like in this way.
Yes,
'Cause
there's
it
way
really,
more than 5 levels.
it helps me like so much. Like the going to the yoga every week, doing the celestial communication, doing the Christic light. Me and Andres, we do the pillar of light meditation every day, like before we put our feet on the earth. And it really just, I feel that meditation, like I used to have a lot of anxiety and fear about like money and I don't know, I've had things in my root chakra because like, well, it's a story. I don't want to explain the story, but basically what I'm trying to say is that meditation is so good and so beautiful and profound in such a short time, and I feel it's, wow, it's beautiful what you say in it too. I really feel the presence of God speaking through you in the meditation. It's really nice. And then how in depth the PDF is, like how you've gifted us that PDF and how we can, yeah, you just give so much. And I just really want to continue to reciprocate that what you're sharing and what you're teaching is really changing people's lives, especially mine, and the value that is being given is being received fully. And I just want to really make that point of what you're doing is really felt. I just don't know how to express it anymore or enough, but I'm going to do my best to always try.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, it's not about what we receive as a feedback, but but it's good to know because we do these things and we don't know.
No,
We
it's good
just
to
do it with
know.
our heart. It just flows. It is what it is. And for us, it's our way of living. It's we are kind of this thing, and we try to share it in the most beautiful way we can and with the highest impact possible. But sometimes we don't know. We don't know.
No,
Like,
it's
the-
really
so
powerful.
I appreciate really, really much when you all share
Yeah, I'm like, oh
your
my
stories.
God, do I talk too much? Do I ask too many questions? Like, you know, the mind. But then I'm like, no, this is just, I want to share it, so I'm going to share it because it's coming from my heart and my soul, I feel.
I would like to point something out about the things we do in the following way because this is something that everyone can do. Okay, you know the only thing, and I think we talk about this. All of you were in level 3, yes. We talk a little bit about this there. I think we always say that this is the illusion,
Yeah.
and it's a difficult thing to really understand. But the thing is that when we start understanding that all of this is our own creation and it's a creation of the ego in a sense, we can use creation to deliver the message. So it doesn't matter what tools do you use, the tools are irrelevant. You know, like you can play whatever mantra, you can do whatever practice, but if you don't hold these understandings and really connection to source or beyond source or oneness, those tools doesn't work. It's not about moving feathers and hitting a tambor. How do you say a drum?
Yeah.
It's not about that. That doesn't do anything really. It's about the person that uses the tools, but outside of creation, creating through the creation of sound waves or vibrations or whatever. So we use the technology of Kundalini, like you've been now in the Kundalini, and these things that we share. If you go and have the same practice in a different place, set up, or a different people, it will be totally different experience, because it depends into who is, delivering the message.
The intention that is in the background.
Yeah, the intention that is in the background. Of course, the tools, for example, Kundalini Yoga, if you learn it, it has it has a unique coding. So it does something by itself. There's something that will happen if you practice Kundalini Yoga yourself or with any teacher. There will be some good thing out of that. But obviously, depending who teach, it adds up another layer onto all of this. So what I'm trying to say here is that when we start vibrating God and we want to become salud. Okay, the party time. So when we start vibrating
Anybody want some?
God,
It's a matcha
Pass the bottle.
sour drink. Anybody
Yeah.
want some?
pass the bottle.
I really thought that was wine for a second. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but what was Jesus the one that used to drink? We're talking about Christ here. I think it makes sense. Thank you, Richard. So my point was that when we start vibrating into this oneness, and it's the same thing that you were saying in the beginning. You go to a place, and Richard was saying the same. You go to a place, and there's like a gap in the vibration. Like you experience things in such a different way of the place where you are. So you both, for example, said, I start putting the crystal symbol, or I do this and that, whatever. So that is you using the tools in creation to vibrate God. You play the singing crystal balls, and those with your intention, with your energy, they do a message. They deliver something very important. And so we can use whatever we want with the right intention. So if you want to create experiences to everyone else, you just need to do something that you're familiar with and channel through that.
Yeah.
Should we take a picture of you and send it to your daughter?
I feel the divine forgiveness process has really softened the edges around my heart, in regards to my family, and also in regards to, I think, other situation in my life that I created, that I accept that I created, but I always would blame the guy, or I would blame the other person. But actually, now understanding this more, or understanding this more, I can see, yeah, I did create all of it. I can see my creation and all of that. And so the divine forgiveness, more than forgiving everybody else, it was also about me forgiving myself too. And I feel that really softened my heart. And I feel also, I used to have really bad social anxiety, and I feel like this has helped me not feel so nervous around other people, because that's something that I've kind of struggled with a lot in my life. I don't always show it, but I do get social anxiety, especially if it's a group. Not here, I don't feel it here, but I don't know, just if it's a lot of people, I start feeling anxious, and I feel this work has helped me not feel anxious, feel in my body, and using the breath, and do an acoustic light if I need, and yeah, those tools I feel like are essential. Yeah, after level 3, so much deeper awareness has, I feel, unfolded for me. I don't know, that's my experience.
Well, the divine forgiveness, I think, is the most important thing we have teach so far. But it's a process to really understand the power of it and how to apply it to everything, like everything. It's nothing outside of that. It's everything. You know, like, because it's about the divine forgiveness is about melting the illusion. You know, all the layers of it. You know, like when you feel pain, if you feel pain in your body, then you have to remember that you're not your body, and your body is not even there. You are in God. So you have to forgive yourself for thinking that you're a body, and that you can experience pain, and the pain go away. I have practiced that during this week
I have a question
many
about
times.
that.
Yep.
Okay, so I did a sweat lodge. In the sweat lodge, after I was feeling all this congestion and mucus here, and this eye, the masculine side, this eye was all red. And then the energy moved here, and I was stuffy all through here. So then I did rapé, and then it cleared it. But then I woke up 3 days ago, and this eye is all red. That's why I have my glasses on, because I'm not wearing contacts. So what is that? Like, is that, like, from my point of view or my perspective, I was maybe perceiving it as an emotional blockage, or maybe overthinking, and maybe it's like releasing through my eye.
Everything you think is an illusion.
So my eye's not even actually red.
So you have to forgive yourself. You have to do divine forgiveness and melt all of that things that you are believing that are true, because nothing is true. You are in God. You are God. That's the only truth. No, nothing else. So anything a part of that is an illusion. It's part of the Maya. It's part of the ego, and that's why divine forgiveness needs to be done for everything, everywhere, all the time.
And every day.
Every second.
Every moment.
Even when you're breathing, when you breathe and you're conscious about breathing, you think you are alive, and that is not true. You don't need to breathe because you're not even here.
God.
So that's why it's a thing. It's a big thing, you know. But it's a way to liberate yourself completely from the entire process of illusion. And so if you keep, you know, reminding yourself and liberating yourself through divine forgiveness about everything, the social anxiety, you know, like that, that's not true.
Oh, it's a story I made.
It's a
And then
story.
my
This thing about masculine and feminine, you know, this is difficult because, of course, it depends. We have to honor where we are, but we have to have in mind the oneness all the time. You know, of course, we are still working in a gross level. We are still, you know, believing in our body. So we have to honor the body. We have to eat, take water, you know, treat it well, and all of that. But at the same time, we're doing those things. We need to have in mind that this is what you are trying to forgive. The illusion of being, for example, in a body. The illusion of craving food, you know, or having food. Now, every time, nowadays, I'm going to eat, and I'm like, I know it's an illusion. And I forgive myself for believing that I need to eat.
What do you eat anyway?
Yeah.
Because food's good.
Because it gives me pleasure. I'm a human.
We know
But
that
with
we are in this illusion.
but at the same time, you know, I'm disengaging from the believing of needing that. And when I feel the shift within myself, I buy.
Enjoy it more in that way.
I enjoy it differently because I don't have like that, like craving, that, you know, like, I want to eat chocolate. I do still eat chocolate because I love it, but I do the process
Before everything.
before everything.
play the love game with the food, where I really just give it a lot of love, and so it calms down my whole like I want to eat and I need to eat and this is so delicious. So it calms down all of that, and then I really feel so much love for the food, and then I'm not even hungry. It's like because I got filled up with love.
Yeah, I think it tends to happen that we eat less
But then I
at
eat
the same
anyway.
time.
But
Yeah.
then the pleasure is totally different. It's not coming from the ego addictive pleasure. It's coming from just
Gratitude or something, but
trick.
yeah.
That's the trick.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I like eat like I like really love food and
I don't do it often, but when I do it, it really, really works.
yeah.
But then when you're talking about like when you're talking about you're like switching because it's like the identification is with the soul when you're saying and then you're when you're identified with the body, it's a different I. You know, so when we're talking, we're
Language.
talking from different
Yeah.
perspectives because it's like I here and then I here and then I here, and it's like a different being that's communicating in every moment.
Is-
You know what I mean?
You're saying I am a different being communicating all the time, saying different things, or you're talking about yourself? I got
No,
lost.
like just now when you were explaining things.
I am different beings all the time.
It's like I can't explain it now.
Yeah, I don't know what you were saying, but yeah, there's a lot of beings. Yeah, we are everything, so yeah, there's a lot of eyes. Yeah.
Well, I had a lot of pain through those practices. When I
Right.
got up, during it I did it, but as soon as I had to move, it was like, oh my God, I could barely walk.
Yeah, I know. It hurts.
I was going to tell you, for me, happens something similar when I'm in big groups. For example, now that I had this trip with my friends of school, we were 14. And I don't know if it's anxiety what happened to me, but I can see that sometimes I try to push myself to maybe do something that is I don't want really to do or to say or yeah. So the anxiety comes when you comes out from yourself, like you try to to cumplir expectativas.
Yeah.
How do you
Fulfill
say?
expectations.
Expectations what?
Meet
fulfill?
expectation.
Meet or fulfill.
Fulfill expectations maybe that you think are from the other ones. Yeah. But if you give your permission to be just the way you are, where you are in big groups, for example, I don't speak. And I accept myself not speaking and being me, just observing, just being with myself, breathing and observing and see the illusion. And suddenly I could see myself like laughing inside of being there, you know? Yeah, listening my friends and everything. And I enjoyed myself when we were like 4, for example, having breakfast in a little table, and I was speaking very free, and I was enjoying myself being in that moment. So it's like enjoy yourself in any moment, without expectations, without fulfill the ideas of expectations. It's just to feel you free to be you. And the one that needs to see you, to hear yourself, to love yourself is you at that moment. So, yeah, don't put our energy outside. Stay with us and just observe, feel what is happening in the forgiveness process. And that's
The
it.
forgiveness process is so epic. It really is.
And I'm doing that when my children is crying in the back, or they are shouting, or they are asking for things, and I'm tired, for example, and I do the process of, okay, this is an illusion. I forgive myself for creating these, you know.
Wow. Yeah, like for you guys, does that ever get hard? Like I don't know, like I know it's all an illusion, but now that you're on like your path so far? Like, I don't know. Do you ever get frustrated? Like, I know with your kids, but I guess I
Only
don't.
with the kids.
Only with the kids or anything else? Like, do you guys ever?
No, we have family, we have parents, we have friends from school. Yeah,
No, but
all the time we.
what is your question?
Like, do you guys ever feel like fears or anything?
Almost never now.
Yeah.
Very little in
I
comparison
can
from
feel
before.
that in your beingness.
Mhm.
I want to
But we had
obliterate all my
many.
fears.
Yeah, I
And
think
this process that we have been teaching it and practicing it all these years is cleansing and clearing and make you see more, accept more, love more,
So
forgive
what,
more.
so I just did a divine touch last night on one of my clients. When I'm giving it to my client, I also receive that divine touch.
Yeah,
yeah, because you're not separated from the other person. The other person is you. You
It's
are
you.
that.
Right. So I also got the healing.
Yes.
and you can feel it, I think.
Yeah,
In a
I
much
feel
higher,
it, of
it's
course.
in a higher level. You know, it's in the mind, in the holy mind that is creating everything. That is the place where the healing happens, and that is the place where the divine forgiveness happens.
Right,
So
right.
not necessarily when you heal someone, you might really like feel it within yourself, unless you're really connected to, you know, the one mind, the chitta, that is the name in yoga. But yeah, it's always about you and you. That's why that's why there's this idea of serving others all the time. You know, when you feel love, when you're connected, when you know certain level of of the truth and all of that, you just start giving somehow.
Yeah.
Because what other thing can we do?
There's
You
nothing
are
else.
trapped in the illusion. We are here, so you better do the most loving and beautiful thing you can in every breath you take until you disappear from this illusion.
Uh-huh.
Job is done.
I
Next
find
step.
whenever I'm with you guys, whenever we're getting together to do whatever, and now that I'm going to the Kundalini classes, I also feel that, like, afterwards, I'm very much more productive and
Oh,
focused and whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm more of service after, and then it fades again, you know, because it's not integrated, and that's okay.
No, but with the practice, with time, you know, this is all about training yourself, you know, to
Yes.
come to the center. So that is why in yoga we are always taught to, you know, have your own spiritual practice every day, whatever it is. But you have to get back to God. You have to get back to alignment, and hopefully during the entire day, but at least a few hours a day in the morning.
Few seconds.
Later, it could be easier. Yes, it takes less time, but at the
No, I
beginning,
mean to be just connected with God, just a few breaths.
yeah, we're one thought apart,
Yes.
really.
I feel like the cheetah, the universal mind, is the Akashic records.
Yeah, of
think
course. The
it's-
Akashic records is within the one mind. It is part of the knowledge that is there.
I think it's just different
And
words, right?
Maybe, yeah. But Akashic, it's also a word used in Sanskrit. It comes from the Akash,
Uh-huh.
and
Ether.
Akash means the field of information in the universal mind. So, I'm not sure if it's the same thing, because maybe Akash is about the information field. The cheetah is also not only about the information field, but it's the way it expresses itself creating.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? I guess there's some sort of difference, but it's more or less the same thing. But also the Akashic, the Akashic, it's very important for guiding people, you know, into this universal mind, you know, to open themselves, to be
Oh,
guided
yeah.
into certain state. But at the same as the cheetah, the Akash is part of the illusion as well.
I know.
But
I
that doesn't
know.
mean for you to have conflict with this.
No, I know.
Because it's
I
like me
know.
teaching yoga. It's like I know it's not, you know, but it's a tool. It's a tool
Yeah.
that if we use it correctly, then you uplift people or yourself into this higher state where you start understanding the place, the way things move and play around in this universal mind, and then you can escape from it. Well,
Mhm.
escape is not a good word, but yeah.
No, I'm glad you said that, because, like, when I first, I already explained how I felt at first, and then I was like, no, like,
No, but now you can feel more empowered, and at least that's the way I feel about this, because you can get something, and you know you are creating that. And so, whatever you do through Akashic records, it's with with the clarity of the feeling that it's within yourself. It's not something outside. You can flip it the other way. You use that as part of your creation to create what you are intended to create from spirit, love, and unity.
Exactly.
And so it becomes
exactly.
more and more powerful, really. I take a mantra and I use it, and I I use it like a laser kind of thing. Every time I use a mantra for teaching a class or something, so there's an intention behind, and so I use the resources. You can use whatever resources, really. It's your play. It's your game.
And for that matter, just thinking of the social anxiety that we kind of, many of us talked about when going into a group where it feels uncomfortable. And of course, that's the illusion that we're separate from that. But I'm still very much with that one. And moments of integration.
It is difficult, that one.
For me, it's a lot. Personally, for me, it's a lot of identification with the personality. Like my personality comes out, and it's all insecure, and that plays out. So that's why the focusing on other things and just being a hermit and being okay with being quiet and all of that, which is what I prefer to do, is just be quiet. It's helpful. It's helpful to be like, wow, I really don't want to care about what's going on around me. I just want to go back inside. But it's not the same for everyone, because for someone else it could be picking up on so many things that your body doesn't appreciate that.
No, that's what
different.
it is for me. I can like go into a space and I like
You feel things.
everything, and I'm like, whoa, and then I don't know, I feel like before I would like try and hide it, like that I was picking up on stuff, and then I would just get really awkward, and then I would just actually end up leaving. And that's what happened at the Toma party, actually. I came and I was like feeling so nervous, I just left.
Well, all of those things are part of the divine forgiveness process. That's a gift. All of that is a gift.
Many changes.
If you go, and actually it's a good exercise, so for every one of you that are saying this, to go and train yourself. Go to public things and places, and whenever you feel this uncomfortable feeling or these thoughts, you say, I'm creating this. I forgive myself for feeling this way. Because if you believe in that and you act in accordance, you're creating it. You're creating more of it.
Yeah.
So every time there's something that feels weird within ourselves, this is not true. This is not the truth. This is illusion. So you melt that away. Divine forgiveness, God and me and God are one. Everything else is part of the illusion. And so every time there's something that triggers us, it's just a blessing. We discover new things that we need to let go. And God is it says, like in the book, I think is the Holy Spirit. It's the Spirit of God, the one that really does this through us. No, it's not me forgiving, although we are the same thing, but it's kind of this blessing that comes through and melt out all of this illusion of separation, of feeling rejected, not feeling heard, and all of that is part of being in that space, no recognition of who you are.
Yeah.
All of that is just pure illusion, only ego. So use it in your favor. Yeah, it's like going to the gym. Okay, where do I go? Okay, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna change all of this within myself. That's why we have to be very aware of how do we feel and what do we think all the time. That's why it's good to meditate and do things, because we are seeing, and all of you are seeing these things play out in your daily life.
We are coming out from the automatic state, from the dormant state.
And so now that we all can see more, we just need to forgive ourselves of experiencing this, creating this. Forgive me, forgive the other, or the situation, or the place, or the creation, and just unify again. I don't know how to express it in words.
Is it just
But
like like if when it comes up, you just take a few moments, like, and like do you go to the bathroom and do it, or like let's say let's say-
Anywhere.
yeah, like
well,
that's
it depends how, at the beginning, like everything, you need to train yourself to bring that divine forgiveness
State.
to your roots, to your deep
Yeah.
DNA and everything. Somehow, like you have to ask God, you have to ask the Holy Spirit, like, please give me the divine forgiveness. So, however it works for you to do that intention, and give yourself some time to feel, this energy, to say it in a way that brings and start rewriting all that experience through your senses and your mind, and give yourself enough time to experience how it start disappearing, those emotions, those anxieties, and all of that, and stay there, opening yourself to receive until that goes away. At the beginning, it might take maybe a long time, because you need to trust them, you need to understand, you
couple
need
of
to
days.
trust.
Yeah.
What?
A couple of days.
Couple of
Whatever.
days.
Yeah, it could take some time, because you are opening, you're trying to understand how this works, you're trying to believe in all of these things. So at the beginning, it can take some time. Maybe you have to go to the bathroom. Maybe you have to go home and sit and
But
do the
that's
thing.
something so beautiful about divine touch process, because takes you there. All the processes at the beginning, all the steps, is making you more subtle and more open to feel the divine forgiveness. It's a process to help you to know how to do it, to know how to receive it, to empty yourself, to be this vessel to receive this, and how to ask for it, and how to, yeah. So I feel that divine touch, doing divine touch to people like you, that you start doing your sign and start to communicate, that is a great, you're doing it too, that's a great thing to start doing and to start to receive it.
Yeah.
And then you will see this process will will be compressed. You will know
What to
the
do.
steps, you will know what is happening, because at the end you will not do nothing, it's happening. I see divine touch, I say divine touch, and the process is happening, no?
Wow.
Because you know it, you feel it, you know what it does, you know where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what is the main purpose, we know what is the objective. So that is the intention, yes? That is the sankalpa that we say, is like, this is what we're doing. This is where we want to go. This is where we are going, yeah. And it's the divine forgiveness. We are going there.
Wow.
And the steps behind is just the mind. It's the illusion that starts melting and disappearing, and maybe be more soft, not tan dense, more subtle, balancing at the end, and just receive.
Wow. Yeah.
And because of all of this, we start getting more playful too. We get less serious. We probably are a little like that now. I see, everyone, like, because this is kind of like a fun playing game or something, where you create, where you move, where you know a little bit certain things, and so we don't get to be very serious about anything. And this has to be with abundance, the same thing, like, I know for everyone here, also for us have been an issue, having the abundance in terms of money, really, mostly, because we are so in love and we're so grateful for everything, but all of that thing about abundance is a state of openness, If you worry about money, well, you're going to continue to worry about money, because you're creating the worry about money. So that's the only thing you're going to bring to the table. But when you start aligning and you just focus your love into God, and God focus, of course, the love to you, because that's the only thing it does, everything else just work out.
Yeah.
So if we can kind of throw away all the baggage we have around things, you know, especially in abundance, then it will just happen. It will just happen. And it's not about asking God. It's just very insane to, God, I want this, I want that. Like, He knows everything.
Literally.
It's not about asking anything. It's about believing in God. It's about falling in love with God. That is the only source of real power. So if you're lacking of something, it's because you're lacking of love to God, and that therefore love with yourself. So if we want something, we just pray God. We love God. We don't ask about what we want. And we don't expect about receiving anything, because that is conditional love. It has to be unconditional. You close your eyes, you connect with God, you love God. God, I love. That's why I like to sing so many songs. I play songs all the time in the background, like this, like I bow to God, like, you know, all these things, because it makes me remember myself, the love I have to God, and the reverence I have to this feeling of unity. And this brings everything to your life.
Yeah.
It is difficult to get there. It took us quite a bit. Yes.
I don't know why that's such a heavy subject, but I've noticed personally with abundance that it's working with it, it has to unblock so many things. So I see it unblock one area, I work on that area, and then I see it's attached to another area.
Well, I think it's difficult because abundance, it's like in the DNA of the false matrix, of the illusion. It's like one of the like basic stones of everything that have been played out in our mind. Everything you've learned since you arrived to Earth, it has to be with there's no enough, there's not enough things. And everything around
Or
is
you are not enough.
related with money. So it is, of course, probably one of the most difficult things.
For
Because
me, the abundance has to be to say yes to life, to live, living in
Without
this
fear.
process, living in this connection, living in this, in the trust, living in loving yourself, live without fear, live, but in any situation, in all the time. For me, that is abundance. It's like the life comes to you instead of going back to it, trying to, I need this. No, it's just being in ourselves, trusting and living and have fun and enjoying and love and being you. And that is life for me. That is going into that state of love. I don't know, of enjoy and do what you want and say what you want and yes, don't get contract. Yeah, it's freedom. For me, that freedom is abundance. Is connect with the vibration of I'm alive. Yes, I'm having fun. I'm knowing that there's everything for me in the moment that is needed. Maybe now it's not necessary this, maybe not this, but will come when it's needed. Because the creation is happening in the moment. This idea of having and wanting is the illusion. Yes, it's the ego that wants to have and control. I want it for me. But the creation is happening just in this present moment. So anything that you are wanting, just feel it and it's coming, no? Yeah. I mean, I see it like that. It's life. It's life. It's being you. It's loving you.
We've been testing a little bit, well, more me than you, but we're one. But I've been testing a lot this idea of talking about very like 3D things about money and things that you want to do. I've been testing many times right now the idea of like I want something, I don't have the money, I will do it, and it happens. So
You take the steps.
I just do it, like but not in the feeling or in the mentality of lacking the resources. It's like because I'm going to do it, things are going to come.
Right.
So you go in front, pulling, the cart.
go
I don't know how you say that. Yeah.
You go
But
first.
but also, I have a 100% certainty within myself. If there's 99, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that is the tricky thing. Like you have to be in such an alignment and in such a belief of how you are, connected with God or creating, everything in each step of the way that it just happened. It just happened. So that's an exercise to do. We can start doing it with little things, maybe, like it doesn't need to be very expensive things, or but it's about trusting. It's about trusting yourself. It's about trusting God. It's about that's it.
And
That's it.
and
You and God.
opening
Nothing
to
else.
receive things, I could say, in a different way that the mind thinks it will come.
That's why we don't have to define anything. You just do what you do without fear. That word is almost gone of my brain.
Yeah.
It's out of love, but it's about knowingness. It's about like stepping into the field of creation and creating from a space where there's no even mind.
But also, your creativity needs to be part of the equation. You are saying, I'm so creative. Okay, use it. Yes, use it to share. Use it to teach. Use it to help to heal. Use it in social medias and everything, and to, I don't know, do what you have to do. And for example, charge something.
Yeah, but never use it, and be very aware about how
From where you do it.
your mind is working this out. You never offer anything because you want to have a return. In any way, money is one, of course. You just do it out of love. You put a price to it if you want to, and you just give love.
That's what I mean with the creative, being creative. Yes, it's part of you creating things to receive what you want. It's you doing the steps. It's you moving the energy. It's you, yes,
Right.
being you, using your ideas, using your creative mind too, to do things. Yeah, without those expectations, but doing things. We don't need to be waiting. Yeah.
Well, later on, it's a little more about
Later
that,
on, it's
but
happening already. But
Yeah.
when you are in the vibration of giving, in the vibration of living, in the vibration of loving yourself, of being you, or creative, and yes,
Yeah.
sharing, and
I've noticed for me it's the listening and acting, because the mind comes and says things. So I hear and then don't act. So then I started to listen and do it. And it doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter after. Nothing. Just do it. And it's like, it could be the stupidest thing or it could be the most interesting thing, and I just do it. And the way it moves the
It
energy,
moves,
it's like
yes.
it doesn't matter how it connects, but it connects.
yeah,
Wow.
That's been a big
Yeah,
one
it's
for
doing
me,
it.
because my mind talks a lot of things that don't help me.
well, that is a very tricky thing to know where it's the message
Which
coming
voice?
from.
I could feel it now,
Yeah, that
more and more from practice. It's
Yes.
the discernment of
that's why it's important to have practices and consistent practices of certain kind. Because I mentioned this in some of the trainings, and maybe more than once, because I always talk about this. I always say, we say in Napkiran, always say this thing about love and fear, and we talk about that. There's 2 points of creation. You create through love or fear. There's nothing in between. Everything else is a lie. It's part of fear. The path of love, your brain is not engaged. There's no duality, because there can't be duality. So there's no thoughts in the process. So if you are acting through pure love, and that's pure guidance, there's a system that gets in place that doesn't go through the right and left hemisphere. They're sleeping. It goes directly from pineal gland, heart kind of thing, and push you into a direction. And there's no thoughts. There's no echo in the mind. You just do. So if you're in the path of pure love and guidance, there's no engage of the brain. no brain. That, at least that's the way I've been experienced with this, and the way I teach it, and the way I have received it. So, that's why I mentioned this a few times. You know, like if you see yourself, you know, with a lot of music here, or chattering and things, be aware that that's in a state of ego. You know, the mind could probably trick you. Not saying that that could happen. Of course, you can have all this noise here, and you can still go through and act out of pure love. But most of the cases, when there's a lot of thoughts in your mind, the outcome will be ego bias in a certain level. But and so to kind of feeling, for example, it's a good guiding a point to start.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard, but that's just a
Like
starting point.
A long time to just feel a little difference between the two qualities, and I could feel the little difference, and I kind of know now. But the mind still tries to say that I don't know the difference. So it's constantly pushing
I know,
through
and
to
but
figure out.
that is, you know, I think one of the first most important steps is to get in contact with the feeling, and understand the different intensity or vibrations of the feeling, as you're mentioning. But then, when you get, and then you need to, and that helps when you clear out your body and do things and everything we're teaching really. But then later on, there's, like, the feelings are not the best guidance system, I believe. There will be an activation of your heart chakra.
Like a tingling.
Yes, and like a heat, like a, to say it in a certain way. There's a movement, clear
I feel
movement.
like when I start acting.
Acting.
When I act on the idea. Like, and then
Okay.
it starts.
Well, so
get a
that is a
feeling of
true
body.
sign. So if you feel the opening of your heart chakra, and also there's some things happening inside the brain, not the left right. So we can say pineal, pituitary, and so there's a circuit that goes beyond this, within these two things, that flows the energy in such a manner that it's pushing you.
Yeah.
It's very
Feels
palpable.
like caffeine.
Yes, like a rush of caffeine, right. That's why I like to drink caffeine.
This is why I like coffee.
But the thing is that then you have consequences.
Yes.
I
I've
don't-
never-
drink coffee?
Yeah, every day.
But there are consequences for other people.
I do a lot of things that people might think, well, not a lot of things. But sometimes I drink wine. The other day when we got together in the,
India.
we drink a cup of wine, but we do it once in a while. I don't know. I have this idea in my mind.
Who's to say what's wrong and right?
You say what is wrong. This is where I'm going to go. There's no good and bad, but the way you relate with the experience you're having or you're going through. If you're going to eat an organic potato blessed by the Ama or the Dalai Lama and you feel guilty about it, it doesn't matter who bless it. It will affect you negatively. In the other hand, if you want to eat meat from a cow that was killed, suffering, and all of that, but you don't feel guilt, you just feel bliss, nothing bad will happen out of that. So it's all about how do you relate with reality. Well, this illusion, this relation with things that happen through your life. So that's why the process is personal too, in a little bit. Because you have your own beliefs, you have your own ideas about reality, and you are the one that needs to rectify that in your mind.
I have a question about that. Okay, so I think I know the answer, but I just want to process it. So I learned how to read the Akashic Records in 2018 by Linda Howe, and she had all.
How did it do it?
And she had
a
all
joke.
of these rules.
Yeah.
Like all these rules, like you can't smoke 24 hours before, you can't do mushrooms, you can't drink wine. She has a whole list. But from my own experience, I wanted to test her list of rules, right? And from my experience, the Akashic is not about her rules or rules. It's actually more about the intention and the integrity of your heart of why you're even opening up the records, right? So those rules, what are those? Are those her rules that she's like, you have to do this and you can't do this, and is that she's created that for her life, so that's a work for her. But can I have my own rules? Like if I want to have maybe like a journey with I call it cannabis, and open the records the next day, like maybe it's more than 24 hours or less than 24 hours, but I don't feel, I don't know, this is something that I've like,
Well, I think everything depends on the level of consciousness of every person individually. So there needs to be rules and there needs to be guidance and processes for people that are just opening their minds to
Starting.
new ideas.
right,
But
right,
and this sta- and there needs to be rules also to follow while you are climbing the ladder of consciousness. Until you understand certain things. When she, for example, write down these rules, well, of course, they may have been more for her, but we are all in a collective mind, really. And so many of the things that she believes in are also within yourself. Like, for example, everyone, unless you have cleared that out, everyone that knows that, or believes, not knows, believes that if you drink alcohol will be bad for yourself, or if you smoke this or that, or eat this or that, those are beliefs.
and those
You
are
know,
very
so
strong beliefs in the collective mind.
yes, and so the thing is the same
Okay.
thing as the example I did before. If you hold that belief within yourself, you better don't do it because it will affect your state of consciousness.
Right, right,
Okay? So, if you get to be powerful enough and understand certain things, and those beliefs are no longer part of your reality, and you disengage of the collective reality in certain things, then you can smoke, eat, or do whatever you want. At the same time, you're opening the Akashic records. But there's a potentiality of you lying yourself very much by doing this.
I don't do that.
No, I'm just saying it
no,
because it's
actually
my own experience too, and
Yeah.
so it's a very thing. It's a thing that we need to start playing with. Like our beliefs and why I do believe in this reality and why I do believe in this and that, and
Yeah.
let that go. That is divine forgiveness. So little by little, we disengage to all of these fields of reality or beliefs, collective beliefs, and then we start getting ourselves liberated from the collective. And then we start being our own creative creation more of the time. And so if you get to a certain level, that is a very high and sophisticated level, you can eat drugs and nothing will happen to you even.
That's
You know,
what
but
happened
at the
to
same time, when you clear yourself out of these things, there's no reason why you want to smoke or
do anything.
or do anything.
Well, when you're saying yes, and when you're getting the
No,
impetus of
I follow the
channeling,
rules.
of,
I-
when you have the impetus of channeling, like you said, when you're receiving that divine impulse, then you can see, maybe the limiting, all beliefs are limited, right? Because
Well, yeah.
they only exist on a certain plane. So and when you're in the divine presence, those beliefs exist somewhere else.
That's
I
true.
don't know the only way I can say it, I guess, but
That's true. I guess I was really fixated on the rules for like so many years, and then I saw that this other Akashic record reader was doing Wachuma ceremonies and opening up the records, and I was like, she's breaking the rules, and it was like this like thing.
We need to be more flexible,
Okay.
I think,
So
in
I
general.
was just wondering because I was like really set on like following the rules like super strict. Like,
By the way, you need to know that you have the tendency of following rules. And that is good, but also something that you have to be very aware of.
yeah.
Because that plays out in your life in many ways.
The thing is, you seem really responsible, so I feel like if you're making the decision to smoke and then you're going to open the records and whatever, it seems like you're watching yourself. So to just keep watching yourself.
Yeah,
instead
no,
of
I'm
being
super
afraid.
conscious like of it, and when I do it, you know, I'm super conscious of it. I just, yeah, sometimes I like to do it like on the weekend if I'm at the beach. Like, it was like nothing like I'm like escaping or like, I just kind of like it. Like, I don't know, I don't know, they're
Yeah.
guilty.
Right, well, then there's just the judgment about it.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just
for
like,
me, the same. It's like, well, and then, but then there's the levels, like you're saying, of being careful with being discerning about your mind of really what's going on.
right,
Right, because there's judgment is one side, and then there's, I don't know, the other end may be being oblivious. You know, I don't really have this formulated, but so I'll just drop it.
For me, it's like the same as the coffee thing, where if I'm drinking coffee and I'm feeling like I'm super connected and I'm drinking coffee, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
So I have to take more deep breaths when I'm drinking coffee and doing things, because I want to know that it's coming from really an inspired place and not coffee.
wow, right.
But then that's hard, because then I'm
Uh-huh.
ruining my coffee fun, because I
But
have
what's
to
the
check.
but what's the difference,
Oh.
really? I mean,
There's a
if
difference,
you're in the heart impulse, if we're using that as a standard of when we're connected, when we're divinely connected in any given moment, nothing else really matters, right?
The feeling in the body is similar, but it's not the same thing.
The feeling
The
in the body of
high
coffee
and the
and
other
divine.
high is a
and
little
div-
different.
No, but to your point, when we're, if there's only love or fear, then that's really the only parameter that we're working with, and that's has a vibrational and a physical knowing somewhere, right? That that subtle difference.
It's subtle, yeah. I think that's the discernment that we
Well, I don't think
cultivate.
it's subtle at all. If you're in love, there's no doubt you're in love. If there's a slightly doubt of something,
You're not.
you're fear, ego, trap.
Whoa.
It's that simple.
But that's the
Okay.
subtleness, is seeing the difference in that little bit of not love.
Well, I don't think it's subtle. When you are in that connection,
you have more practice. Sorry.
but yes and no. It's the thing is that this is what I have experienced. So far for me, this is my truth. But when you are connected to really connected, there's no conceivable hint of fear or doubt. It's not part of your vocabulary. You know.
Yeah.
You just know and you do. And that's why when I project something and I do it with such intense certainty, people feel it. If there's a tint, a little bit of something there, you're entirely 100% in ego and fear. But so
Wow.
this is not to kind of make us feel bad, because of course I wobble a little bit. It's not that I'm entirely in that state of the time. But when we go into our center, there's this increase of vibration, we say all the time, and we get closer to this oneness connection, clear feeling, thought of love and guidance. You get closer to that. It is true that you're getting closer to that, and that is way better than being far away of that. So if there's, we need to start guiding us all the way back to love, all the way, and learn the difference between really being very far and very close, very far and very close, and get better 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 and get boom. There's a magnetic thing that happens, and so when you start getting closer and closer and closer, suddenly you unify, and there's only certainty. There's nothing else. And when you are there, you lose interest in knowing many things. Your mind is not engaged. I stopped trying to learn. I did, you remember that I read a lot. I used to do that for a few years at least. But when I started reaching this point,
You didn't need to read anything.
no, but there's no need. And in a sense, everything is happening. And whatever I need to do or say or create, it will create itself
Through you.
or circumstances that is the same. I don't care if it comes from someone else. Usually I'm very open to see what happens, what people say, do, and I receive the message coming from outside. Doesn't really need to be from inside, because the outside inside for me is almost the same. It's getting to be almost the same thing. It's one creation, one thing. I am one.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm just pointing this out so to have, at least in my perspective, this clarity about when you are in total alignment is 100%. It's not 99.999999 period. I don't know how you say that. It's 100%, or you're entirely in delusion.
Yeah, so that's
Believing
where
that
the
you're
spiritual
not
ego
there.
is. It's like the closer part. The spiritual ego lives in the part that's
Well, yeah,
close
that's
and looks just like
really
it.
difficult to
It's
work
hard.
with for a
'Cause
while.
I watch
because-
myself.
That's why I was so happy to meet you guys, because I was living in Sedona for 5 years, and wow, the spiritual ego there. I mean, I don't know if this is a story of my own creation, but the things I saw there, they were creating a lot more confusion than love.
Well, it is a thing to have. Creating what?
Confusion for me is a sign. Whenever I feel confused or someone is confusing me, I'm like,
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that makes
right
sense.
away, my body is like, no. Confusion.
Uh-huh.
Like some
Yeah, so when I
mental
like
thing.
when I met them, I was like, like real, like beautiful, like souls, like who like are like in their hearts. You know,
Yeah,
because like if we're learning from somebody or
I've been quite a few times trapped in my spiritual ego without knowing. I mean, every time it have been, well, not now anymore because they were really tough. I don't know if you remember, but there's this thing in English you talk about the dark night of the soul kind of thing. I have lived many of them
Rich likes them.
where you realize that you're being trapped in an idea of yourself, an ego. And probably I'm still in that in some level, but the what I have felt is that there is something that arises that is a mix of being very clear about what is the truth for you, but at the same time being humble, at the same time knowing that you don't know everything. So maybe what I do know and do believe, I'm always questioning my own beliefs. That is a thing that is built up in my DNA. That's why I have learned what I have learned so far, because I don't trust anything, but at the same time I trust everything. I don't know how to explain that in a different way. So I'm always testing God. Not so much now anymore. It feels like I'm getting to a certain state, but I'm always questioning my own beliefs and everything that I know. Um, but it, but yeah, it's from where do you create? How do you feel about that? How it just moved through your heart and through the projection of, this an equalizing between the chakras that is really palpable for me. When I do something or I talk about something, I feel the intensity of my chakras, all of them. My projection through the voice have to be in the same intensity than my heart. Then I feel these two things certainly kind of breathing, and there's a projection through my third eye, there's a connection happening. And when all of that is kind of unfolding while I'm doing something, like right now, I know that I'm in alignment and I'm talking my truth, and it goes beyond what I could expect.
Practice.
So it's practice, but it's also about knowing yourself. It's a lot about sensitivity, sensitivity.
Sensitivity,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel that builds up over time because it took me
Subtle.
like a good 2 years to feel the littlest thing
Oh
in my
yeah,
body.
it took me more than 2 years for me. That's not to say that it's going to take you longer. I don't want to say that. But it took for me. It took a long time. It took a while. I'm grateful for that.
So is this going to be a pajama party or what are we doing?
No, yeah, we're on time actually.
Sí.
Yes, we have to go and take care of the kids too. Where's Sarah?
She's with Danny. Her father.
Yeah.
Good.
Very easy.
Yeah, so let's close the space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so much.
you.
These are so good.
It was a blessing.
I think
having
that's
this time.
just a really interesting topic of learning, of listening to the chakras as we're speaking. I
Yeah.
really like that, and it just gave me a lot of insight into listening to when I speak, especially when I'm in a place that is not as safe. I was thinking back to I was in the bar, and I started talking. I came in, everybody was watching the game, and nobody heard me. When the first time, and I knew the people, there was only a couple of us in there. And I was just, then I went through my little thing around that, and I was like, oh, but I wasn't listening. When I went in there, I wasn't listening to where I was in my own, being.
Right.
I was reacting from a whole place. So that was really good information right there. I'm gonna play with that.
Well, depending on who you're talking with in a bar or something like, maybe you need to talk through your root chakra.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's fear-based, everything there. You know, every
Everything
conversation.
was every. It was
Like if the gap is too big,
the gap was
if-
big.
no one is like, oh, let's talk about oneness and let's talk about Christ or whatever. Like, that's what you're projecting.
Ah, but I
So-
was
so-
talking about the game or the specifics, but
from
still,
where?
exactly. Thank you. That's good.
So
Speak from
you can play a little bit around that.
Uh huh.
Yes.
That's very funny.
Let's talk root chakra. You can say, hey, who wants to? Anyway, let's close with the long time sign since we opened with Kundalini. By the way, tomorrow I'm gonna do a very powerful practice in the morning if you want to go. A lot of breathing if you're into that. So we'll probably move a lot of things. Let's get our palms together in praying mudra. Let's close our eyes, open our heart. It's open, I think. Add a little more. And let's sing together. Time, sun, shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within people spending this time together. And who's coming on the weekend? Again, are you coming at the end? No. Okay, later on. Are you coming?
I would maybe just, stop in.
Okay.
I mean, I could offer juice and bring you guys juice, and then if there was a certain point to come in, I don't think I want to stay the whole weekend, but if there was a good time, like maybe Saturday morning to just, if there's
Well,
the sharing
usually, yeah,
or the initiation, I like.
yeah.
But
It could
but the
it could
last
be.
time I came, I felt like I was, I didn't have the stamina to stay the whole time
No, it's
when I
okay.
went to level one.
But it would be really, really beautiful if some of you can come maybe on Saturday morning for a little bit.
Mhm.
So when we do the introduction between everyone, you can share a little bit the experience of, first level, second level, third level, because it's really different. And so maybe it would be good for them to have your feedback. And then if you want to come on Sunday, for example, for Satyakriya and all that part that is the beginning in the morning, that could also be. Yeah. If you just come for a very brief time, I don't think you need to give any contribution or just something. Because with Tara, we agree about giving her something because of, dirt and things that needs to be taken care. Okay? Okay. Thank
I
you.
would definitely love to come for level 2 again, whenever you guys are going.
Yeah, I think it's like in 3 more weeks.